understand it's all a planet. As a man, I can't give in. Nevertheless, I'm going on and on. I've been thinking, yes, I understand it's all a planet. As a man, I can't give in. Nevertheless, I'm going on and on. I've been thinking maybe I deserve it. Maybe I do. I deserve it. Maybe I do. Maybe I've been feeling like the motherfucking man. I deserve it. Maybe I do. Maybe I do. I deserve it. Maybe I've been feeling like the motherfucking man. Glasses on and shit. He don't wear glasses, nigga. We fucking old, nigga. You got this shit out of my pocket. I hate when I got bulky pockets. I got some of my wedding pictures I just seen. Some of my wedding pictures I just seen the other day, and it got my big ass rectangular phone in my pocket. Like, who the fuck didn't tell me, hey man, take that out your pocket? I would have told me.
Why didn't nobody say nothing?
Probably because everything else looked fucking beautiful. That's why.
Right. They was happy for you. They was happy for you.
Okay. Mic check 1 2 1 2
water.
1 2. We got the Fiji water on deck. I mean, we got the good water on deck. They ain't paying us yet.
The good water.
Yeah, I ain't turning that shit over to y'all either, so y'all can't see that shit.
Fugazi water.
All right, man. So.
Episode number 2.
Let's get this nose ring thing straight. Last time I was digging, it looked like I was digging in my nose, but I had to spin my nose ring because the opening was like torch.
No COVID.
Yeah,
no
so
COVID.
you see me doing that shit. I'm not picking my nose.
It's
I'm just spinning my shit so I can be straight on y'all niggas. You know what I'm saying? Get my Tupac on and shit, nigga.
Yeah.
But nah, you know what it is though, man. Let's see. So what's up, world? Thank you for tuning in once again. This is the Off Top Pod.
Off
where
top.
we discuss Black Thought. Off top, no remorse. I got my guy Tyler Tesla in the building with me. It's your boy 100 Miles Young. That's what I'm known for out here. And this is just a space where we just gonna talk. The format is kind of loose, but it's cool because we be talking anyway. That's what we do. Now we just gonna pull y'all into the conversation.
Yes, sir.
So like, I just want to start everything off with man, how you feeling, bro?
I'm feeling really good, and I'm feeling good because I came to the realization that I think I want to take 1 week off of social media every single month.
1 week?
1 week.
Why 1 week?
Just because I feel like that's enough time to like really completely disconnect from it.
Yo, your boy in school right now. I'm full-time student. I got an English composition class that be kind of like, they be showing us little articles and shit about just the state of the world a little bit. And it was this article that we just kind of went over. It was called Skim Reading is the New Normal. I don't know who the title is. I wish I was more professional to tell you all of that shit. I'll probably put that shit in the caption or something like that. But it's basically saying how technology and tablet reading and computer reading is like making us skim read shit and not truly absorb shit.
Ingest it.
Yeah, yep, exactly.
You're sampling everything instead of actually like digesting it.
They had a dog ass metaphor in it that really stood out. It was talking about instead of deep diving and submarine like and submerging yourself submarine like within the content of lyrics or words, we're merely skipping over the top like a jet ski.
Yeah, you're skimming over the top of it. You're not even really, and we're talking that references into the ocean. You know what I'm saying? Like,
because you can go down, you can go deep. But they just over the top, you know, and when you say something like taking a break for social media, it really makes me think about, you know, the benefits of that and kind of how social media has affected us already, you know, as far as like how we process information.
Yeah.
And so, like, you just want to take a break from what they say?
I mean, in the context of like being a content creator, right? You put out content, you create stuff, whether it's, you know, art, whether it's dialogue, whatever. It's like I'm coming to the realization that there also has to be separation from it. No different from an athlete will practice and get up a bunch of jump shots, but there also has to be a period of resting.
Right.
You know what I mean? Of recovery, so to speak. And I'm coming to the realization, like, if I just step away from it from like 1 week, just once a month, 1 week, once a month, there's 4 weeks in a month. So we're talking 3 weeks on, 1 week off.
1 week wouldn't be bad.
You know what I mean? That's enough time to like completely separate from it, from the point where I come back to it and I'm like, okay, it's almost valuable to me again.
Yeah.
Because we're at a point where it's like, it's a part of our lives, whether you like it or not.
Shit, man. In my classes, I'm the old ass nigga in the class and shit. You know what I'm saying? Like, don't ever stop going to get your dreams and fulfill your dreams.
Get your education.
Yeah, man. Don't matter how old you are.
Don't matter.
Since I'm the old one in the class, though, these motherfuckers, the first day of class, you know, the dumbass syllabus shit that they're like, yo, they put a piece of paper out, we answering certain questions, and it was like, what's the longest you've been without social media? And motherfuckers was in it. The average amount of time was about maybe a couple days.
I knew you were going to say a couple days.
I was the only one who had a piece of paper that said, 13 years?
Bruh.
I had 13 years without social media being in my life. Now, since social media was introduced, I've been on it. But at the same time, 13 years is enough time outside of it to know what life is like and how the speed is like.
Exactly.
Outside now, as an adult, that would be a whole different thing. And I ain't gonna lie, I would love to know who I am, but everything I do is so, as a photographer and a musician.
Exactly. You're connected to it.
Content. Like,
you're connected.
Even if I didn't say shit online, I would still want to be like photo of the day. This is what I was doing.
You are connected to it. It's a part of our lives. It's not going nowhere.
Yeah, it creates conversation, and now we, but I'm glad I'm not on it the same way as other people are on it, and I'm not trying to be bougie, but like at the same time, I literally get on Facebook or any social media to either, like, well, I ain't gonna lie, it does differ. Facebook I use to like only put out positive shit.
Yeah.
Twitter I will get off in my interpersonal shit and let it look jumbly. One day I'll be like, yeah, I'm on top of the moon. The other day I'll be like, I'm fucked up.
Right.
I just do that on Twitter. I don't know why, but I can't be the only one. And Instagram, I don't over post because everybody else, a lot of people do. I just kind of post highlights.
And that's the interesting thing too. And bring the mic a little closer.
Word.
You're almost like different people on different platforms.
Yeah, no, for sure. Facebook, your auntie watching.
Exactly.
Your grandma might be on that bitch. You ain't gonna just get your shit off and shit like how you would on Instagram stories or something. But my Instagram stories is linked to my Facebook, so I am kind of cautious.
And it's like, to that point, like, like certain people on certain platforms aren't gonna understand certain things. It doesn't translate the same.
They don't know you the same. Facebook is the people I've been meeting since Facebook dropped, since they opened Facebook. That's how old I am. Dating myself a little bit.
Yep.
But since Facebook opened itself to everything outside of a college URL name or email, it's been, accumulating a lot of people we already knew, your cousins, relatives, everything like that. Mm-hmm. Twitter is just more people who you thought was cool when it dropped. You know what I'm saying? And it kind of, I done went through my filtering stage, though. I done got rid of a lot of motherfuckers off my shit. So
you kind of have to. I think the longest that I've been off of social media, just taking a break, was probably like a month, maybe 2.
The longest I've been since I've been on it, on some real shit. It's kind of embarrassing, but I ain't gonna say it's embarrassing, but because I'm a media person, I go through different spurts of either engaging with frivolous shit or not engaging with frivolous shit while I'm posting still.
And I'll tell you why. Another reason why it's not embarrassing. There's certain people that never take a break.
Yeah,
there's people out here living that have like never taken a break from social media at no point in time, for any point in reason.
As a millennial, I know I think only millennials have this like red flag kind of alert that like, all right, get the fuck off that.
That spidey sense get to tingling.
Like that shit happens. I think I ain't gonna say for millennials, but for myself especially. Like I'm in a car and I'm texting or I'm just doing the most while I'm driving and shit and blah blah blah. You fuck around and kind of get close to somebody, like real out the blue, almost getting an accident or some shit. You be like, man, this fucking phone out. That bullshit.
Yep, that's self-awareness.
But the new people don't do that. The new kid, the new generation, they think, shit,
crash.
Anyway, almost crashed, but still got to get this shit off, get this post off. Like for us, like for myself, when I do some stupid shit, I'm like, man, I'm fucking wait. I tell myself, yo, Miles, wait, nigga.
You tripping.
Like, yo, chill the fuck out is what I tell myself. And I think only those who had that kind of exposure towards the other life of it not being prominent, like just all day and all night, can tap into that. We know when it's fucking us up. It's a silent voice that inside you that should say, you need to stop paying attention to everybody else.
Mm-hmm.
But the new generation, They were born with it. So they think that voice that they get from the internet is a part of their life. They don't know it's artificial.
They don't realize that there actually has to be a boundary there and that there's supposed to be a boundary there. Whereas us, like, that boundary is a given, right?
It is.
It's a given. Like, okay, bro, like you tripping, you going too far.
You can
like
enhance it, you can jump in it, it can amplify you, but it's not a necessity. Mm-hmm. And honestly, if you cut it, your internal will go up a few points. We know that, but we just kind of sacrifice 4 points to keep this 2 point.
Mm-hmm.
Because the internet has a little bit of swagger it can give you. But at the same time, I do always admire anybody who, like, I got a homeboy, JP, that I met through my boy Chris. He just told me, I was like, yo, what's your socials, man? We just linked up at my boy Chris' wedding again. And he's always been tight. He just stood out to me out of all of his friends. And he was like, oh, I ain't on no socials, bro. And he my age. And I'm like, yo, you ain't on nothing? And he like, nothing. He looked at me like, nothing.
Bro.
I'm like, yo, that's some OG shit. I commend it, but it also made me be like, who are you?
But at the same time, like, I had a younger person tell me that.
Yeah, I got a friend named Rube who did the same thing. Yeah, my boy Rube, the same way. He ain't on shit.
Yeah.
But knowing the people that I do know that's not on it, man, I'm gonna just say I ain't gonna say I caught them up doing shit. None of them, but from the stories, I can only imagine what the fuck you on, which is basically everybody from the 90s.
Right.
You can only imagine what the fuck they really did.
Yep.
Basically, you know what I'm saying? Because ain't no fucking foot tracks like all over you. You ain't giving yourself up.
Mm-hmm.
That's when life was great. But so let me see. What's been new with you though? Like, you know, outside of you deciding to take a break from social media sometime soon, have you started yet?
Yeah, I did this entire week.
Oh shit!
I did this entire week just
text messages and direct phone calls.
Text messages, phone calls, maybe an email.
Word. That's it. That's like the basic 90. No, that's the basic like 2000.
Yeah. Like just nothing, and I just been clear. You know what I mean? Like really just not checking it. Turn my notifications off for everything, so I'm not even notified about anything.
So you could have went viral, not even fucking know.
No clue. The world could have been blown up, and I ain't even.
That's some Erykah Badu shit. You know what I'm saying? Like, I didn't even know.
Bro,
you know what I mean?
It is like, I feel that. I feel that, like, I'm going to have to, like, really get caught back up. But I'm like, bro, I've done this before and for way longer. And that's always something that's going to happen. There's always going to be stuff for you to get caught up on, but it very quickly just turns into the regular, normal stuff.
It sounds just like fasting. Those who, because I'm not a faster. I never fast, but sometimes I fast just because I'm busy, and I know that may sound crazy, but like when I talk to some people who be like, no, sometimes I don't eat until like 5 p.m. That's a fasting. It's a spiritual thing for me. I'm like, well, shit. Sometimes I do that just because I'm busy. Fasting. So whatever shit your body do,
yeah,
my shit be on that shit. You know what I mean? But like, not intention. I think the intentions is definitely a big part of the energy though.
And then I mean, just fasting in general, I've heard is like extremely healthy.
Yeah, no, for sure.
Like extremely, but digital fasting, you know what I mean? Just
it's a mental fasting because the digital aspect is how it gets to our mental, and it can corrode our mental and shit. Trust me, that's why today's episode is going to be very interesting because the way things affect your mental is a big portion and a big part of what I definitely want to start opening the rooms of discussion on. You know.
Yeah. So let's take the top off of that, man. How you been doing? 'Cause I've been over here clear and just in my own world or on my own island. Meanwhile, you've been in this.
All right, so I'm about to give it up. This is what I'm here for. I do not want to show any kind of nothing close to perfection. I don't want to show anything close to elitism or anything kind of like he's got it together. Like I told you the last episode, no the fuck I don't. And I don't on purpose. And I'm starting to do it out loud because everything in this generation is media filled. Even us, we got cameras, we got lights looking at us right now.
Yep.
This information of my state of today can be used for me next week, next month, next year, 5 years from now, just to create or to see patterns in myself that can help heal myself.
Right.
And this whole shit is for y'all, but it's for me to heal myself. So when you ask me how I've been doing, I've been Cedar Point like. And that means up and fucking down, up and around, twists and turns. The last 5 months of my life have been some of the darkest times I remember since close to losing my mother. And the only reason that I'm still here is because of the few people that I've tapped into that have just invested time to ask me how I'm feeling.
Mm-hmm.
To those few people, and it's never who the fuck you expected or who you assume it should be. I'm gonna tell y'all that, like, you will be typically disappointed first when you're going through shit and you want to reach out to people who you assume should be the ones that will be there. Them motherfuckers will probably be ghosts, is what I'm saying. And it's gonna be new characters, because when it's life and it's real growth shit happening, I believe that God sends in the specific people. They are not the people you have labeled best blah, my dog, my bro, my sis, it'll be, what's the name?
Some random person or newer person.
When you hit me, I was in Las Vegas?
You were in Las Vegas.
Las Vegas. I ain't talked to Tyler in, I don't know. Sometimes me and Tyler talk every night. We're not like everydayers, but it's the energy that is consistent that stands out, because when you hit me talking about the podcast and like, let's get this shit off the ground. Tyler, y'all gonna find out, even though he's talking right now, he's not typically the motherfucker that be talking and saying shit about how he feels.
I stand by it. Like, if it wasn't you.
That's why it stood out to me, though, when you was like, yo, let's do this shit. I remember that shit you was talking about with the podcast. I know how to do audio shit. I'm like, I got cameras and shit. Like, I got this place. Let's go.
Yep.
And that shit, that stood out to me, and it shows me that God, when you're really going through something, God will upgrade people's ticket on your plane in your journey of life.
Mm-hmm.
He'll upgrade the ticket for them from economy class to motherfucking first class in your shit. Next to you know, Blase Splee is sitting next to you talking about the deepest shit in your life. And if you're able to be vulnerable, you find out kind of different kind of healing that can occur that you never expected. You know what I'm saying?
It happens.
So like I said, when you ask me how the fuck I've been doing, I've been up and down. I've had it, didn't have it.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying?
Yep.
I've the pressures of life. I'm a husband. I'm a dad. I'm a brother. I'm a friend. And all of those spots have had their own fractures inside of them. And I'm on the up and up side now. And hopefully y'all can feel that, because I just found out I can really get dark, bro. Last 5 years of my, not 5 years, 5 months or so of my life, I just I found myself lower than I've been before. I done thought about the craziest shit that I never thought I would think about. I've entertained situations and theories in my life that was supposed to be like non-existent in my world, because I'm typically the light bearer.
Mm-hmm.
In my position in my life, people come to me often and be like, yo, I like talking to you, bro. I'm going to dump this all on you, and I receive it and jumble it around and give them my perspective. And they be like, yo, good looking. And they leave lighter. And I love that I can do that for people. But I noticed that when it was happening for me, I had no clue where to go.
So let me ask you this. What have you learned? Or what has been the most important lesson that you've learned in the past? Well, let's call it what it is. It's 2023. And we got, 3 months left in the year? Yeah. So 70% of the year, roughly.
So I love basketball. So my references always go to basketball. And to put it metaphorically, I feel like I was a good player in the game of life.
There you go. That's a great start.
And I, you know what I mean?
That's a great start.
I do.
I'm a starter on the team.
For real. Like, yeah, I be starting.
I be
having highlights. Niggas know how I give it up. I fuck around and whoo. They be like, whoo. Everywhere I go, somebody going, whoo. You know what I'm saying?
I'm him.
But then imagine being him, and then you having like 10 games of like
a slump.
Like broke. Being broke. The fuck? My bop don't work. When I you supposed to be over there, the motherfucker like this. I'm like, what the fuck? Like,
yeah.
So like, I do my fucking go-to move and put my shit up, turn around and clank. Fuck. Do it again. Clank. The fuck? It felt like everything that I was trying to do was just not working, man. In every aspect. And it leaked into my psyche in a way, because of now I'm having a family. I got kids. I got a wife. I think those are the extra weights on my bar.
Yeah.
That was like really showing me like, you need to be stronger, or else this is going to be difficult. Every time you pick this bar up, you need to be stronger. So what I've learned overall Now that I'm on my way ascending back up right now, I'm in a better space. It's shoot the shot still. You don't lose unless you just don't fucking shoot.
I like that.
Like, you don't, like, fam.
The only way you lose is if you quit.
The only way.
If you quit.
Like, I've met so many people in my life, and a few of those people have taken their own life. And in my mind, they even with they down, they like, they be all right. No, for them, it wasn't enough.
That's real.
So for me to even dip down, I've had the dark, like I said, bro, I thought about not killing myself,
but
not to alarm, but I just finally was like, yo,
up.
I understand how the fuck a motherfucker could be like this too much.
Mm-hmm.
For the first time in my life, I felt like I understand, because I used to talk shit about suicide. When I was young, like stupid young, like teen type. I never killed my fucking self. I was dumb as hell. But like, listen, fam, you don't know how much weight this world feels like. Just waking up, opening your eyes, and thinking. As soon as you open your eyes, you think about all the shit that's out of your reach, all the shit you supposed to do that you know you ain't gonna finish today, all the shit that you owe, all the shit that you need to do that just seems like a mountain, and you ain't even fucking ate breakfast yet.
Yeah.
That makes you skip breakfast sometimes because you're thinking about, and if you got a noble heart, you're going to really try. So I'm sacrificing, giving my body nutrition. I'm sacrificing moments that I should be really deep in because my mind is attempting to fix the shit, the gargantuan task list that I'm supposed to chop down. And it got a little crazy, bro. And I'm learning that everybody got their own shit.
Yeah.
I meet niggas with money, got mad bread, bro. But the simplest shit to me that I do on a regular basis is like foreign to them. The love I get and receive from my family, my son, my wife, it's like something they wish they could have, and that's eating them alive. You know what I'm saying? Like, I met motherfuckers without shit that are cool.
Yeah.
With life. Way less shit than I would want to have. Way less amount of productivity. And they find a way to be like, yeah, I'm fine. So here I am shooting my noble shots, still feeling crazy. This whole time, man, has brought us to the basic, like I said, the fundamental lesson of this show, episode 2, is about grief. Grief. I'm learning that a lot of the grief and the trauma that I've had in my early life has contributed to how I respond to the ills and the fucking ups and downs of my life that happens in my adult life right now. I am to the level where I'm really starting to see like, yo,
they're connected.
Yo, god damn, they connected like a mug. Because I don't see that in certain people who didn't experience certain shit. You know what I mean? At the same time, you can only compare, but I'm seeing, because of the tribulations in my life, like, you never pushed through a whole wall. That makes you go back. Like, why not? Or how did I get here? And then you look at, I've been hey, listen, young men, the blessings sometimes is the fact that you always got people. That could be a blessing and a curse, though. Because I remember some of my friends, I remember some of my friends honestly being like, this nigga always get this, or this nigga always, And I kind of did. Not on like I deserve it, but I'm cool with a lot of people that just be like, yo, you my guy here.
Right.
But when you got to get out the mud, and you got to humble yourself.
When you have to like go to the point where you almost exhaust yourself.
Yeah.
When you have to exert.
True exhaustion.
True exhaustion. Not the fake stuff. Not where it's like, okay, I'm kind of tired. Like, no, to the point where you actually have to recover from the energy you exert trying to accomplish what you're trying to accomplish.
Yes.
Trying to get out of this dark space.
Nigga.
When it costs you everything. You don't get no discount. When it costs you everything.
Every ounce of your energy.
Everything.
Yeah, like, fam, I got laid off from one of my jobs that I was working. And on a Wednesday, they told me on Friday we all was done. Not just me, but everybody.
Right.
As a photographer, that sucks because, the job is already like, it's entertainment, like, blah, 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 but it's not always promised. That kind of fucked me up for a minute. You know what I mean? Because I had to scramble and try to find something else. I started working this completely other job that's completely different than what the fuck I do on a normal basis, bro.
Right.
It had me dressing different. It had me And for the first time in my life, I felt like I was the 15th man. I felt like the nigga who don't come out his jumpsuit shit. I feel like the nigga that be on the NBA 2K games with number 99.
You just there for the practice squad.
I felt like but I'm a baller though in life. I'm a baller when it comes to how I maneuver through myself and my ego and my spirit.
Yeah.
So like for me to feel like that, and it's motherfuckers in the arena, in that arena that I was in, that foreign arena, that's looking at me and reinforcing that shit. I had a motherfucker tell me, you look like one of the kids who just got his ball stolen up in here.
Wow.
That shit fucked me up because I'm like, if you knew who the fuck I was, bro, you would be like, why am I saying this to you?
Right.
But since this is how you met me, wow, this is what I am in your world. You may go home like, hey, this motherfucking dude was over here, don't know what the fuck you doing. You might go home like that.
Yeah.
That made me feel crazy because I'm like, if you understood my gift and what the fuck I do, you know I'm one of one.
Yeah.
You know I'm not nobody you could just talk crazy to. But because I'm in this situation, this foreign situation, and I'm actually performing as such, it's humbling.
It's like they're getting a piece of who and what you are.
Yes.
They're getting a lesser version of you, and that's the only version they're getting.
Yes.
And it's like, and everybody around you knows, like, this is not truly who and what you are.
Yes.
This is just a fraction.
Man. But I only seen them there.
Exactly.
They see that. So I go there, I see them excel. They see me struggling like a motherfucker.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? And I'm like, I can feel that. Like, who these motherfuckers talking about me? Like,
right.
I'm not that nigga. I never been that motherfucker though. So it's just crazy. It's a humbling experience, especially when you got to go through that in an older stage of your life.
It's like going right back down to rock bottom.
Yeah.
And like having to build yourself back up.
Yes.
Like mentally, spiritually,
Like you said, every morning I'm waking up outside of my schedule. I'm exerting my body. It felt like every day was long. We worked long ass hours just to get up early again and see these motherfuckers again and again and again and again. And that, I'm a creator, bro. You know what I'm saying? I articulate my emotions and my feelings freely, and I feel like that's my gift. So anytime I'm not able to do that and get something back, I feel trapped, like a prison, like a punishment. And that's what that was to me. I learned a lot of shit for sure. But even the people there was like, you ain't supposed to be here, bro. I'm like, yes, this is situational as fuck.
Yeah.
And it actually, all the time that it took me away from my family, it just kind of reignited for me even going back to school and going after some shit that I'm really into, which is, I'm going in for social work. I would love to be a counselor. I would love to be able to do this kind of work right here, not just for money, but I really love to connect with people and share perspectives and make people lighter when they leave me.
Right.
I literally love to do that, and I feel better about myself. I don't even have to get $1 from you. You know what I mean? That's how I know it's a part of my passion.
Yeah.
That's how you know what you're supposed to do or your gift or your purpose on this earth is when you can do it for somebody for free and feel happy because they liked it. That's when you know that that's your passion. And a lot of people don't know what their passion is. So for those out there who don't understand or what am I supposed to do? What am I supposed to do in life? What's my path? It's whatever you do when nobody's around all the time that you enjoy doing it and people enjoy from you. That's what the fuck you're supposed to be tapping into.
And it takes a little bit of patience with yourself to be able to finally get in sync with that type of passion too.
It do.
Finding that type of purpose. That's the thing that a lot of people struggle with, just being patient with themselves.
Well, life be fucking lifing.
Yeah.
Life be in the fucking way.
All the time.
I was working at a factory years and years ago, and you look at these people who got these houses, they got all these cars and shit like that, but like all this shit equals 75 hours of your life.
Yeah.
65, 70 hours of your life, and if you do 50 hours, this shit is in jeopardy. So it's an ongoing kind of cycle. I just want more freedom, and I'm not downplaying because they can lock in a way I could never lock in.
Right.
I remember when I was at the plant and they shutting down. What you was gonna do? I'm like, fuck, man, hustle, nigga. I don't know. Like, what the fuck you mean? What
Figure
you don't
it
be
out.
bringing me that anxiety like that though? What you gonna do?
Yeah.
Man, listen, I'm about to get out here and make some shit shake. And if I don't get it, I ain't gonna trip.
Yeah.
They be like, I can't do that. I'm like, well, why the fuck did you sign up? You know what I'm saying? But like overall, bro, like I just been learning. Like we stated earlier, you gotta shoot your shot every fucking day because now that I'm on the up and up, I'm on the up and up because I never stopped. I got tired. It got to a point where like, yo, I'm telling people around me I'm tired, but I'm still overriding myself and getting up early and starting the shit that I'm supposed to do. And eventually, it does become a part of your shit. Like if you do 100 push-ups every morning, if you just want to start that for a month, the first 5-10 days is gonna be kind of crazy. But on day like 25 or 23, you're gonna get to like 75 before you even start thinking about how you're doing this. You know what I mean? And that's just the essence of just consistency and a focus. You know, and I won't lie, I'm not the number one person when it comes to focus or organizing myself. But the tribulations in my life recently have pushed me into organization. I've got a calendar now. I got that journal you was telling me about.
Yep.
Like literally, I'm. This is the dude I wish I was, but I just wasn't doing.
Yeah.
I could project it, but I wasn't really doing the work. It's the fucking work. It's the internal shadow work that you need to be doing as far as, dealing with yourself. But I want to, you got anything else?
No, I was just going to say,
that's where I'm at. Like, I know that's kind of wild, but
no, that's honest. And that's what a lot of people need to hear. And then it's been said like so many times, I don't even really want to say it, but it's like, keep going and just don't quit. You know what I mean?
That's it.
Like, it's just been said so many different times, and it's so simple.
Kobe, dog. Kobe,
just keep going.
Shout out to Kobe, man, because, rest in peace, Kobe. That's
the Mamba.
One of my idols, for real. Anybody know, you know. But like, after he died and they put out so much information about him, I thought I was a facade, like I'm just serious all the time. But he really was like, he had a mental level.
He was like that, bro.
That was different. And one of the things that stood out to me that he said was the little phrase, "Deal's done." When he said "deal's done," he was talking about how he would tell himself sometimes, "All right, this season I was struggling with this or that. So on the off season, every day I'm waking up at 4 a.m. and I'm working on this, and I will not budge from it." To make a personal contract with yourself, knowing that if you broke it, nobody would treat you different. People would probably still hold on real quick.
Yep.
Make sure.
Temporary break in the OFFTOP podcast. No, man. Somebody started clicking.
But no, Kobe was talking about he would make a deal with himself and be like, "Yo, I'm going to get up at 4 a.m. I'm going to work on this shit right here, and I will not break it." He said, and it's going to be a day where you wake up and your body going to tell you, "I don't want to." Your mind is going to try to creep in and tell you that I don't really have to. But no, the way he said no and was like, "Deal's done." Like, that's kind of like he did that with somebody else that he meant, that he was real serious about, but it was himself. You can break your own contract. Nobody's going to condemn you.
Yeah.
But only I was supposed to do this and I didn't.
That self-accountability.
When you know you've been on your shit.
That level of self-accountability.
That shit is amazing, bro.
He was a master class, bro. I found myself watching some of his interviews recently, and like he was just like a living master class, bro.
Kobe was that fucking nigga. He was an anomaly. He was a glitch in the matrix. That's why he went out like a glitch in the matrix. Because what the fuck?
Him and Jordan, bro.
Jordan.
Like... Man, just one of one, but that's enough of that. We'll get to that on another episode or 2 or 3.
So listen, bro, all that kind of ties in. I don't want to take it to a different turn, but it's all tied in. One of the biggest things, like I said, especially from these last few months for me, have been me recognizing the grief that I carry. And I really want to talk to you about this, because the grief I carry comes from a very, very personal place and in a situation in which you've experienced as well. And most people, especially black men, if they experience what we've experienced, it's like a go ahead and say fuck it on the world for most black men, for sure.
True.
And when I say that, when I speak on it, I'm just speaking of the loss of our mothers.
Right.
I lost my mom in 2008. I was about 18 years old. And it just kind of fucked me up in a way that taught me that I am extremely skilled in making people think that I'm all right. I'm like masterful at that shit.
Mm-hmm.
And luckily, my natural core and my spirit naturally is a humorous kind of.
Yeah.
So you see how your base and your default kind of can take over and override that grief. But even my wife tells me she believes I got PTSD.
Mm-hmm.
I haven't been diagnosed with anything crazy like that. But like she said, I don't feel like you really grieved that shit, you know, and really had your moments because I just didn't know that it would manifest in my life in so many different ways.
Yeah.
And when I was down and out the most, like recently, it just started really rearing itself. Like, you are fucked up. Like, you are fucked up, bro. And I wanted to talk about, you know, and get your opinion too. Like, to you, what is grief?
What is grief?
What is grief in your opinion?
I would see it as baggage.
Mm-hmm.
Emotional baggage that comes from the type of loss that can't be corrected.
Mm-hmm.
You know, that's really what makes grief. Grief is the fact that it's not something you can physically change or fix. It's permanent. It doesn't change. And that's what makes it stick to you.
You think you can only get through loss? Like death?
Because
I mean, I can imagine if my kids was in the world and I just couldn't see them, that'd be grief.
I don't think loss or death is the only thing, but I think even sometimes with divorce, you know what I mean? Even sometimes with someone.
Yeah, you can't get back to life.
Yeah.
You just can't get it back. Yeah, you're right. Basically, anything you can't get fucking back.
Or like the loss of like a serious opportunity, like someone that had fame in the palm of their hands and they lost it.
One of one.
You know what I mean? Or a golden opportunity to play in the NBA and you waste it. Squander it. You know what I'm saying? And now you have to.
Little guns. You kept taking out little squirt guns and shit and saying, nigga, yeah, we to get. Right. No, I feel you though.
And then you have to live with that because grief and regret. I mean, if just to talk about it, like grief, regret, depression, they're like brother and sister.
Hell yeah, they can as fuck. Them niggas look just alike.
They cousins. You know what I'm saying? Like they cousins. You know what I'm saying?
Them niggas look just alike.
They kind of end up going hand in hand.
Play alike.
They treat you the same. You know what I mean? And you deal with all of those typically when you have to deal with the type of loss that you really can't fix. You know?
So, how old were you when you lost your mom?
I was 21.
20 fucking one. I was about 18. So that means our entire decade of our 20s. What I'm learning now, I can tell you, I don't know your situation, but I've been on pause. Since 2008, I am just now noticing, oh shit, I'm driving. Let me grab the wheel. I am just now, that's over a decade and some change, bro.
You're in complete control.
I am now like under the understanding of, 10-2, bro. 10-2, bro. My hands weren't on the wheel. I was in this bitch like this the whole time. Like, I feel like that's why I connect with the youth so much. Yeah. Because of that decade that I had paused, it allowed me, since I was paused, it didn't allow me to get too far away from where I was when it started. And it started for me, like I said, entering my 20s. So I connect with younger people so much more quick because the little boy that lost his mom, the 18-year-old that lost his mom, didn't get to grow. I just kind of skated through shit. Now, when life does what the fuck it do, be lifing and shit, you notice I don't feel like a grown-ass man. I feel like a boy. At times, I feel like a boy. And I can be vulnerable and say that shit because I know I'm a man, but it's the feeling. It's the feeling. And when it comes to emotions and depression and grief, it's a feeling that can't nobody tell you ain't feeling. Right. If your fucking elbow hurt, you can have some nice clothes on and roll up in a blah, blah, blah. But if your shit is banging, nigga, and I tell you, just chill. You be like, nigga, my shit fucked up. I need to go home. Like
right.
You know,
pain
nobody
is pain.
Tell you that you ain't feeling what you feeling. And I'm now starting to see the effects on the grief that I've tucked with losing my mom. And for me, my mom was just the tip of the iceberg. I've lost almost, it feels like everybody. I lost my uncles. All of my uncles are gone. My older brother is gone. It's just me and my sister in this life. Me and my sister's the only drop of blood from my mother in this life, other than my mom's mom is in Mississippi. My grandmother, it's her birthday today. Shout out to grandma. I called you. You didn't answer. I called you like 5 times, grandma.
Happy birthday.
What the hell you doing?
Answer the phone.
Yeah, I'm going to call you tomorrow and tell you. You know what I'm saying? But like, I've lost everybody. Yeah. And it started with my mom, and it just kind of snowballed into how I just numbly just walk through life and use humor and ha moments as shit. But like I said, when shit get heavy, it all came down because I felt like, damn, where's those laughs that I gave to people? Why I ain't able to access that within myself? That light that I used to give out, I would reach out, and like I said earlier, some people that I thought would be there in a certain sense just judge me. Wouldn't just listen. They'd just tell me, man, you need to not just allow me to have the space.
Yeah.
To be there. And then you start feeling like, damn, are you thinking lesser than me? Or are you thinking less of me? Like all of these things, the people around you who you assume is supposed to be, a certain way when you're going through shit. I just noticed how it piled up on me. And the main ingredient was the grief. I haven't really addressed it, and I know a lot of black men don't address a lot of the grief. It ain't got to just be death, But I can tell you, though, losing your mama, fam, that's one of one. Especially if your mama was a mama. Like, I can understand it being a little different if your mom was a crackhead and she was out here and she didn't really do you right, or she was abusive. But if you had a black mama that you remember, mama, you should know what the fuck I'm talking about. Imagine your life with her not existing.
Exactly.
That's just how I go. Imagine what she would say to you. Look at you, Tyler. Look.
Exactly.
Look. That shit fucks me up when I see my daughter and my son smiling, and my mom ran a daycare, but she ain't seen or met my fucking kids.
Yeah.
And she's a fucking myth to them.
Mm-hmm.
Don't even know. They don't even have a clue. That shit fucks me up, and it attaches itself to the rest of the shit that happens in my life and how I react to things. And like I said, I'm just now grabbing the wheel on being conscious of it. And this is without therapy. I haven't went to therapy yet. I would love to. I would really love to. But right now, this is my therapy.
And it's a good thing that you have grasped it. Yeah. You know what I mean?
I know.
First and foremost.
I can't imagine. 10 more years of that shit without.
Because I think at a certain point, if it hits you later in life, you might not be able to recover.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
That's why I feel crazy now.
And it's like, typically people lose their parents a lot later in life, and they're able to deal with it better because they're older.
You had opportunity to talk about it.
You know what I mean? Yeah. You got time to prepare, so to speak, but to have lost the person and not really dealt with it. And really, I guess, accepted it for what it is and what life is going to be. Yeah. You know what I mean? Yeah. That's something different. And it definitely takes time. Everybody's different. Everybody's circumstances are different. No two people are living the same life.
What's the hardest thing about not having your mom?
The hardest thing? Well, I think the hardest thing for me is the thing I missed most when it initially happened, which was not getting to have certain experiences. Mm-hmm. So it's like kind of like what you had mentioned with the beard or whatnot. Like there's certain things that my mom was and did that inspired me. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean? That keep me going to this day, not quitting. Mm-hmm. And it's like I don't get to have that conversation with her.
Or that confirmation.
I don't get to give her her flowers in a way. It's like, yo, I remember when you did this. And
that's
it's
why
like,
I'm on this shit. You don't even know.
You know what I mean? Like, I remember my mom cutting the grass for exercise. Right. I used to have to get out there and start it for her. And she'd just be out there cutting the grass, happy as can be. And I'm like, that inspired me, bro. Right. That's the type of mom I had, bro. Like, this is prior to waist trainers. This was prior to Planet Fitness, Flat Tummy Tea. Like, Women was cutting the grass for exercise, bro.
You know what I'm saying?
We had a big old yard.
That's some real life exercise. That is some shit.
You know what I'm saying? She was out there pushing that thing. And then when she eventually got lung cancer and had the surgery, she had a lung removed and what have you. This same woman, like, she'd have her purse on one shoulder, she'd have her oxygen tank on the other shoulder. We go get groceries and we bring them back home. And my mom would grab the heaviest groceries. She had her purse on one shoulder, oxygen tank on the other one. She grabbed the heaviest groceries. It was this big parking lot. We had to walk all the way through the parking lot. There's this long hallway in the building, then go upstairs in this long hallway to the apartment. My mom would just be carrying it. Like, just on some, I got this. And with her having one lung in her chest, she'd get to breathing super, super hard, like being out of breath, basically. You know what I'm saying? But she would carry this bag. I would have to take the bags, give them here. I'll make 2 trips. There's no problem.
Right.
Like, take them out of her hands. And one time, I just didn't. I just let her carry them up, and she did it. And she went sat on the couch. She just had this smile on her face, bro. Like this huge smile. Like, yeah.
You see that motherfucker
I'm like that.
smile all the time, and I know it.
You know what I'm saying? And it's like, I live with those memories. And it's like, I don't get to express how much they meant to me.
Right.
Like, my mom was a strong, resilient survivor type woman, bro.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So I carry that with me into every bad situation. And I have to, I get reminded when I'm in bad situations. That's what's crazy. It's like, wait a minute, bro. Like, I remember what type of mom I had.
I know where the fuck I'm from.
You know what I'm saying? Like, I know what I came. My dad is the same way. Like, my dad is resilient like that. Right. It's like Michigan. I don't want to say Michigan made, but it's like my mom, like, was no joke, bro. This woman was like 5'6". She wasn't like no huge, you know what I'm saying? Like, she wasn't that, but she was strong, like mentally strong. She had some physical strength. Like, my mom raised 2 boys, bro, and we ain't never challenged her like that.
You got an older brother?
I got an older brother.
Oh shit, I didn't even know that, bro.
Yeah, I don't talk about him too much just because our paths are really like
different, just kind of separate.
We on 2 different planets, but I mean, it's still love and respect. But
it has to be, and you never know what the future do, because y'all still got the same core memories.
And it's like my mom will always say, like, we polar opposites, and that's why we either get along or we don't. But we've gotten better as we've gotten older. Like, we still text and stuff like that, but it's like my mom was more worried about him than she was about me.
Word.
Because she knew she was going to pass.
So, yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And she was like, she knew I was good. Like, Tyler can take care of himself. My brother was the one that struggled and had a lot more problems.
But that part right there.
What part?
That assumption, Tyler could take care of himself. That's based off your poise at the time. I was like that. Out of my brother and sister, I feel like I was more like, okay, Pat gonna do this, he gonna do that, then he gonna do that. That's about it. So my sister, Toya was a ball of energy. You know what I'm saying? And my brother was in the streets a little bit because at the same time, you know what I mean? You had him when you was young. You know what I mean? So y'all got a whole different dynamic. I came in late. Yep. Mom kind of got it together. I was the spoiled one. You know what I'm saying? So my brother would always say, like, man, you always get everything. I used to be like, why you always talk shit about that? But now I understand, like, you had mom and you had a better mom. You know what I mean? Like,
you got a different version of her.
Yeah, so I know what that's like, though. You know what I mean? But
and it's just that vote of confidence. Like, at the time, I didn't really like it. You know what I mean? But as I got older, I'm like, okay, I'm good. Yeah. I'm gonna be good.
But that's what I'm saying. For her to think you poised, the X variable is what life does to us. Mm-hmm. And I was that as well, but especially through this trial, it's showing me the uncovered, unresolved parts of me will unravel and make me not so poised. Mm-hmm. And you may not like what you look like when you ain't got that poise.
Yeah,
it's the darkness that come out. And like I said, I didn't, like I said, I wasn't thinking about killing myself, but I just thought about, like, when you feel real low, the reoccurring thought is I'm valueless.
You don't matter. Yeah.
And I'm a burden. I felt deep in my heart that I have become a burden because I just couldn't get the shit right. And now, if I couldn't do this or I couldn't do that. Now, even with my wife, I felt like, damn, she deserves somebody who just know how to do all this shit. Like, I felt like a boy at times because certain shit that everybody just seemed to. My shit was like, and I'm like, yo, that gotta be annoying for you to have to slow down, because my wife is type A. She fires all cylinders. She don't know how to stop. We're complete opposites. That's what makes us good together, though.
Mm-hmm.
I'm water and she is fire. So I understand that dynamic. But at the same time, when you're fire, you don't understand moisture like that.
Right.
You may need some and be glad that it comes, and,
right.
and I'm there to simmer you down, but you don't really understand or require moisture. You know what I mean? For me, I got real foggy. My metaphor's on point tonight.
Right.
But like, I got real foggy to the point where, like, when you in your car and your shit ain't defrosting good and you gotta go and you like that shit. That's got to be annoying to be with somebody in a car like that. You know what I mean? Without that shit firing up, windshield defrosting, let's go. Some people got cracks in their shit. You know what I mean? The windshield was put on wrong or something like that's what it felt like, bro. And I started to feel like a burden. And I even told my wife, like, I had a time where I kind of broke a little bit and told her, like, I feel like I'm losing y'all. And she's like, what the fuck are you talking about? I'm like, because I can't see myself getting out of my situation. I can't see myself excelling anymore.
Can't see yourself past where you're at.
Yeah, I couldn't see past it.
Yeah.
And that's taught me so much about just our emotions and how they can really take a toll on the quality of life that we live in. We have to have a base. And it also exposed to me my faith has dwindled. I don't come from church, but I did grow into an understanding and a belief of God in an overall thing. But I think I got so caught up in just me doing shit and making shit happen that the external variable of faith and the power of it, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
And the power of faith and optimism, I got away from it. And I got exactly what I put in, which was nothing. I got nothing more than what I conjured out. And when you're faith-based, oftentimes, you get way more than what you put in.
And it's because there's a certain, to the point of lifing, you know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
I think we just forget that there's a healthy amount of uncertainty to this life.
Yep.
And it's like, we kind of forget, like, just me specifically, just this year, like, I've really just lived with uncertainty. Like, I don't actually know what's going to become of some of these choices. I don't really know what the outcome is going to be. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean? Not that I'm guessing, you know what I'm saying? I'm not just, rolling the dice, hoping for the best, but it's like, there's a level of uncertainty that comes with this life, and you're going to have to deal with the highs and the lows.
That's why you need a base.
You know?
To me, that base would be some kind of faith. And you need a thread. Like, it don't matter what you believe in. Long you got to believe in something. And like I said, it exposed to me. I started not believing in. I don't say not believing in anything. Like, not an atheist or nothing like that. But I just wasn't practicing what I told people or what I told myself in the past that I believe. Which is, I'm going to be straight regardless, because God got me. I couldn't fall into that category because I didn't feel it.
Mm-hmm.
I didn't feel like I was taken care of. I didn't feel like nothing could get better.
And everybody talks about toxic positivity and what have you, and just being positive, but there really are levels to optimism and being positive. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean? One of the things that a lot of people like to say is that life isn't happening to you, it's happening for you.
Right.
But to really think like that, like life is happening for me, but I just got into a car accident, but life is happening for me. Mm-hmm. Like, that's a different level of thinking positive. Mm-hmm. Like, that's thinking positive on a completely different level, but it's also like life isn't coming to you, life is coming from you. Right. You know what I'm saying? That's a different level of being optimistic and positive.
It is, man. Just a lot of lessons during that time. Like, I recently went to a trip. We went to celebrate my sister-in-law's 30th birthday. And on the way back, we did all this shit. We had fun. And while everybody was dispersing on their way back to travel home, my wife's her youngest sister, getting ready to graduate. Her boyfriend just graduated, getting ready to start college. It kind of drifted a little bit, Me and Danny did that, so I felt good to be able to give her some advice, like, it's all right, just give him his space, just don't drag him along, blah, 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 do your thing. And if it's real, if it's meant to be, it's going to be, because y'all got time. You know, that's kind of what I gave her. And that's some real life shit. You know what I mean? Because you never know. Your first love, blah, 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 can be, you know. But on our way back, we found out that he got into a car accident and died. And that shit fucked me up because I'm already fucked up. I'm trying to escape and be like, woo, have a better time because my life at home is crazy. But like, he got into a car accident and died. Like, fam, she fucked up. I'm fucked up. I did his senior photos. So rest in peace, Amar, man.
Wow.
Rest in peace, Amar from the Jack. Y'all know what it is, man. I just that whole situation and prayers to the family, man. Prayers to the family. But like,
of course,
it fucked me up because I'm tripping about my life in a moment, but I still got it.
Yeah.
This little spirit of his was so calm and quiet. And when I went to his funeral, they spoke beautiful of this young man. What I seen and what I met when I was doing his photos, like, that was him throughout the whole, like a baseline, like, you know.
Yeah.
And it inspired me because I'm like, this motherfucker had like 18, 19. I don't know, he's 18 or 19. I think 19. That's when I lost my mama. But his was done. So when I get to talking about just keep shooting your fucking shot.
Yeah.
Because some people have shot their last shot 4 quarters ago.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, that shit, it just burns something different in me. They're like, all right, if every day God allows me to wake up and I got breath in my lungs, I'm shooting that bitch. I'm shooting that bitch, you know, because we don't know the time, man. And me just seeing the grief formulating in his family.
No, we'll deal with hard times and deal with problems and troubles, and we'll forget just how precious life is. Like, you really do have to deal with the highs and the lows of life, but there's people out here that ain't gonna have to deal with either one ever again.
What I had next, let's see. And I love that we don't have to be like perfect with this shit because this is our shit. No matter.
Yeah.
Content is content. I got another question. Let's go to the next question. Let's go. All right. Has losing someone close to you or the grief that you experience, has it had an effect on how you deal with others?
Yeah, I say yeah.
What in what way?
I think I'm not so quick to connect. And it also has made me very difficult to read. I don't really express emotions like that, and it's just because of what I dealt with. But I don't like letting go of people. Like, that's what I kind of it hit me last year, and then it ended up kind of resurfacing this year. But I'm not good with letting go, and it's because I was forced to have to let go of my mother. So it's like I've kind of lived my entire life and not been good at just letting go of relationships. And it's like, on top of that, there's not a whole lot of information or even like a guided way on how to let go of a friendship, let go of a relationship. As a child, that is no problem. You know what I mean? You in kindergarten, you and a kid not seeing eye to eye, y'all get into it. It's like, I don't want to be your friend no more.
Nigga, fuck you, nigga.
You know what I'm saying? And y'all not be
the Black Power Ranger, then, nigga.
Right. Y'all stop being friends for like 2-3 weeks, and then maybe y'all become friends again. Yeah. Maybe y'all don't, and it's cool. But as an adult, it's not like that. You know what I'm saying? Like, there is like, why don't you want to be my friend? What did I do? You know what I mean? And it's like, I don't know, like, I'm not good with letting people go. And I had to realize that. And I've gotten a little bit better. But it's because I'm not good at letting people go, I've been reluctant to just be so quick to connect.
Right.
You know?
Well, I can tell you from being an external portion, yeah, you hit yourself right on the fucking nail on the head. Yeah, because when I met Tyler, like I said, we met through music and shit like that. So this nigga's a musical genius. He's gonna say nah, but just bypass that. He's a musical genius and shit. So when I heard him doing my shit, I'm like, yo, that made me be like, hey nigga, who is you? And he like, Tyler. And I'm like this, yeah. but this or that, and he'd be like, response, and I'd be like, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
But in my spirit, that attracts me, because if I've already discerned that you're not a violent or a threat, it makes me be like, oh, if you're brilliant musically, then you're just as brilliant inside too. If you don't show that and spill it in every room, it does not mean that it's not there. I know that it's there because I'm a little offset. You know what I'm saying? I'm just more vocal and social. Sometimes I use that to pull out certain shit, so I'm cool with the room.
Right.
I use mine particularly. You'll kind of refrain yours particularly to make sure you got control of the room, or at least your energy in the room.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So like as you've learned, like this motherfucker bad is going. He's gonna ask me. He gonna tell me. He gonna show me who he is, and then typically when I do that, it disarms people, and they start showing me, and I'm like, bet, because I need to know what the fuck you are. You know what I mean? And you didn't come off not rude, not snobbish or nothing like that. Just response like. Some people only respond, you know, like, and I'm the type of person, I'm chatty, but after a while, if I keep noticing I'm steering the whole conversation, I'm like, so what you think, man? You know what I mean? Like, yo, give me something. If I give you the floor and you still decide to be simplistic or minimal, I'm like, all right, I'm not going to give you that much more from me then. You know, I like to meet people where they are, you know what I mean? And sometimes it's like that. But I ask, you know, like has it affected how has it affected you dealing with others? Because for myself, I've been with my wife for forever, it seems. We're high school sweethearts. We got like 19 years on the board. We got a few years married. I know that's a little crazy, but we was doing the real work. Fuck y'all. You know what I'm saying? But like, even the grief from losing people has affected how I deal with her. Honestly.
How so?
First of all, I'm a Scorpio, so I'm like real like, if you're mine, you're fucking mine. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
And that hasn't changed, but it's also taught me that I've kind of embedded myself in her as a safe place, when in times I should have embedded myself in my own safe place.
You made her your safe place versus yourself.
Yes, because she's type A. She schedules every minute of her life. I just rode her wave. Literally just rode her wave because I didn't like the spontaneity of me floating, what happens when I was floating out here. So I just rode somebody's wave who seemed to be going in a certain direction.
That's honest.
Yep. Luckily, my wife's wave is
huge.
Great to surf on.
Huge.
But no,
tsunami,
man. Shout
boy.
out to Danny, baby. You already know what it is.
It's
my
huge.
Baby. But no, like Danny she has a positive wave, and she has a wave of abundance that kind of communicates to me, we straight, babe. Don't worry about nothing. We straight, and that's a blessing, because I've had nothing, and she's been there. You know what I'm saying? And she was on the come up, and I was doing stuff, and it was okay, you know. So the vice versa in the way our roles switch. We don't have a conventional relationship. It's not like, yeah, he just do all that and then she do all that. No, we just get that shit done however we can. And the love is the glue that we've been using. You know what I'm saying? Like, literally, I said, we don't have roles, really. You know what I mean?
Right.
There is times where I'm like, all right, fuck all that. You know what I mean? Like, but every woman, I think, needs that to know that her man will stop. Like, yo, because I'm real chilled. I go along with everything. But her and I both know, when shit get crazy, yeah.
Right.
Like, stop that shit. We about to do this like this. That's what we going to do. But I wish I was like that a little bit in a lot more areas, which I'm trying to get to. You know what I mean? Because a woman does... They respect that a different kind of way. You know what I'm saying?
And that's exactly what I was getting ready to ask you. Like, what does it actually look like to make yourself a safe place?
Well, it would be less of her. It would be less of going with what she, like Danny could tell me, like, oh babe, this day we doing this. And I'm like this, bet. She says that in confidence because she knows he ain't gonna fucking look that far. But investing in myself or embedding myself more in myself, I may have had some shit completely going that day. I may have, or I may specifically wanted that day for a rest and relaxation. She can override my button at will because of how I've conditioned her to be like, he'll flex for me. But I flex for other people way more than I flex for myself.
Gotcha.
So here we go now, really being able to identify, like, damn, sometimes you need to carve a moment out for yourself outside of what the fuck she think or anybody else, because you really need that to be the maximized version of you, who you really like to be.
True.
I didn't know until life started throwing fucking haymakers and fucking George Foreman right hooks and shit, uppercuts. Like, you be like, damn, I didn't know I required so many things that I've been putting off. You know what I mean?
And I mean, different seasons, like you actually, you need to do a little bit more personal development and more introspective type of stuff too. Yep. Sometimes, you know what I mean? That's just life. You know, every year, that's what's crazy. Every single year is different. And some years are actually, like last year for me wasn't hard. Mm-hmm. Like there was a hard moment in the year, but it wasn't that long. You know what I mean? But the majority of the year was just, man, I'm coasting. I'm good. Like, you know what I mean? Man. And this year's just been like the polar opposite. Like, how was this my life?
A lot of events going on. Like, what the fuck is going on?
You know?
Yeah, like, and bro, like, that's what I'm saying. And you're figuring things out. You're dolo. You do your thing. I got this connectivity to my world and my wife and my kids. Some days it would feel like waking up, it felt like I had a 100-pound vest on. Mm-hmm. So just to sit the fuck up in the bed to get the day started was a feat, especially if I was already tired. But in her mind, she's like, just get the fuck up. You know what I mean? Bless you.
I'm sorry.
But in my mind, though, COVID, but in my,
I was trying to hold it.
But in my mind, though, it's hard to explain to somebody who vibrates on such a high frequency.
Sneeze all over the mic.
I was nigga, the little green little virus emojis is all over.
I mean, hold on, man. We 3 years past COVID, but I still feel weird sneezing in front of people, bro. I don't care what nobody say.
I never gave a fuck because when COVID happened, I'm like, for that shit to be here now, that mean that shit been here.
True.
So I ain't tripping. And yo, speaking of years though, COVID was one of my favorite years in my life.
You know, it wasn't a bad year for me. In comparison to this year?
Nigga. I know, but I just I don't love how people was dying. Like, trust me.
Oh, no.
That's fucked up. I lost my uncle like that, you know, honestly. But fam, the way it just paused everybody.
Oh, yeah.
Like, it equates to my liking of, like, I love stormy days. I love rainy days. People be like, oh, it's dreary. I'm like, bet. It gives everybody a chance to sit the fuck down and think about what the fuck you should probably have done or create some shit. It kind of make you hop off in a book, hop off in a Netflix joint, hop off, if you're a creator, hop off into your bag, hop off into shit. You laying up with your chick and it's raining outside, nigga. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm just saying, fam, like, it kind of makes you be like, yo, do what you kind of been needing to do. Like, hey, you know what I mean?
It made the world stop. It really made the world stop, made everybody stop in their lives and actually consider, like, what are you actually doing with your life?
Yeah. No, for real. Like,
what are you really doing? And it's like, for everything that you feel like you've been doing, what has it really amounted to now that the world has stopped?
Right, yeah.
And it's like, it's crazy. Like, that's literally what happened.
I fucked with it, though. I ain't gonna lie to you. I wish we have an opportunity to feel that way again, but I don't want people to die.
I mean, I didn't love it, but I didn't hate it.
It made me think, out of the year, it should be 1 month out of the year where everybody in America lives like, don't gotta go to work. 1 month. Do you know how much shit you could recharge? How much work you can get ahead on for when you tap back after 30 days? If everybody just had 30 days to just, all right, clear yourself. Like, to purge yourself of all the static. People might be like, yo, those 30 days, I'm going off the grid. And come back stronger. You know what I mean? Like, that's what it kind of did for me. But I don't want to just talk about COVID though. Like, I got one last point that I wanted to do, especially on this episode, is I wanted to stress, and once again, we are just black men shooting the shit. Everything that we doing is off top. We got a few notes, but it ain't really crazy like that. You know what I mean? Because after I'm looking at them, I'm skipping shit, but like, everything is off top, and we just want to project a level of transparency so people can connect and just understand that some of y'all thoughts may be the thoughts that we carry and we share and we elaborate on it. So like one of the last points that I want to make within this, because we did a nice little joint right here.
Yeah, I think
we need
like
a bigger memory card. That's what we need.
30, 45 minutes.
Yeah, like more. That was like, it stopped at like 29 when I seen that shit, 29 or 30.
Yeah.
But vulnerability. This is the last point I really want to make. Within the last week, I've talked to about 4 black men. Like I said, all different situations. These are not just bums or nothing like that. But like, I've talked to 4 black men who, on surface level, you think they all right, they're cool, they're good. I'm talking about relationships is fucked up, wives. I'm talking about like girlfriends is cheating. I'm talking about motherfuckers simply got everything, but just is not happy. Life means nothing. Like so many different perspectives, and it's just taught me that vulnerability is the key to growth, man. Like spiritual, individual growth is vulnerability. And when I say vulnerability, it means that the way that you define vulnerability. Some people will be like, vulnerable means, like, oh, you might get me. Like, no. I'm talking about being able to express your downs just as accurately and just as accurate and just as detailed as you can explain your ups. When motherfuckers is up, they gonna tell you everything. I was just over here. Oh, we just, you know what I'm saying? Then we fuck around and went over. But like, when you're going through shit, they won't be like, nigga, I was fucked up. I was, I had a grown man tell me, he older than me too. He told me like, man, if you seen how many times I cried this week, you would be like, you a bitch ass nigga. And it's funny, like, on surface, but at the end of the day though, like, yo, fam, like, that means you're really going through shit.
Yeah.
You crying alone. He told me like shit's going wrong in his life. Job shit is kind of crazy. Like, just what he's putting out to people, we never feel like he get back. And to know that there's people, and he's a good dude though. He's not a malicious person. You know what I'm saying? He done had his time when he was young, but like, not a malicious person. And for me to hear that from him, and he's been so opposite of that all the time I've known him, it's fucked up. So I had nothing to do more than to share with him about how fucked up I was at the time. But I'm seeing the light and trying to give him a little bit of that light. You know what I mean? It's just crazy because it's about being vulnerable. Niggas be terrified to be vulnerable, to be completely vulnerable. One of the most strongest lies and the most reoccurring lies is I'm all right. In black human history.
I'm good.
Black man human history. I'm good. I'm straight.
Yep.
Shit, just out here. Or shit, day by day. Those little key phrases can mean so much more than they just fucking told you.
Right.
They could be the biggest red flags. They could be all this shit that we wish we would have tapped into after said issue occurred or ship done sailed or nigga done crashed. Like, it just kind of it just saddens my heart, bro, to know that so many of us are out here without a place to share that shit. Because if you can't share that shit with people who can identify and tell you how they got out that position, then you may really literally believe that you're the only one.
And I mean, there's a lot of people living like that.
It's a stupid amount.
There's a lot of people living like that. And everybody should have that place or that person or that community or that group that they should be able to be vulnerable with.
Mm-hmm.
But the reality of the situation is, I think what's happening is I'm starting to feel like people don't have the capacity for it, for other people's, I don't want to say problems, because that really just comes off as being insensitive. Right. But I'm really starting to believe and starting to feel like people don't have the capacity to bear other people's vulnerability.
Right. True vulnerability.
True vulnerability. Other people's emotional baggage, what other people are dealing with and going through. And some of that is due to what they are going through, but some of that is also due to them, I don't know, not wanting to, not having the actual desire to be that for somebody else, to be that listening ear, to be that person. Okay, I got you when you're dealing with hard times. And some of that I think is because what happens when you're that for somebody and things get worse? What happens when you're that for somebody and things continue to get worse?
Even though I haven't done it, that's why therapy is where it's at.
It's a crazy thing to think about, but to that point, it almost happened to me. I won't say that it would almost happen to me, but it's like I saw the opportunity for it to be there for somebody, and I didn't take it. I didn't take it. Like I could tell, and I didn't. You didn't have the. I didn't have it, and then I'm like, I'm not qualified. It's not that I can't have the conversation. I can talk. You know what I'm saying? Like I can talk to you, but it's like, bro, I don't have the solution. Because one of the things that I'm realizing about my own vulnerability, and I had to question myself, like, bro, why don't you want to talk to people sometimes? Like, bro, you be dealing with stuff, you be having problems, and you don't want to talk to nobody. Why don't you want to talk to people? Why don't you want to communicate what you're dealing with, what your problem is?
Right.
It's not that you can't talk, you're not capable.
Fishing for that reason is
why you just don't talk to people. You know what I'm saying? And I came to the realization that it's like, it's not a matter of arrogance or ego, but it's like, and I've been this way for a while. I don't be wanting to talk to people just for the sake of talking to people. Of
course.
I'll be wanting to talk to a person that's going to solve the problem. If the problem ain't going to get solved, what we talking for? And it's like, I don't know if it's the right way to be or the wrong way.
Let me give you this though. God telling me right now, fam. Like, fam. It's the basketball reference once again. Fam. You just said I don't be want to talk, and you don't feel like it's ego like, but you just unless I get the fucking answer, you want the solution. But sometimes the solution is within the misses. Yo, fam. True. You gotta straighten your elbow in.
Yeah.
You won't find that out unless you keep shooting the way that you shooting and you looking at the video. Yo, this shit need to be in here. You know what I'm saying? Like, sometimes the main thing that you don't want to do, even if subconsciously you have no clue why, that's what you need to do because it leads to shit. The talking and the not wanting to talk may honestly be a cap level of a little bit of aggression or something that you got packed that once you blow that lid off, it just... And now you fucking around and stumbled upon exactly what the fuck you needed to say.
Right.
And you did it reluctantly.
Yeah. That happens.
You know what I mean?
Too.
This is what I'm talking about though.
Yeah.
It's the making sure that you shooting your shot in every arena that causes you discomfort. Like for real. Every arena in life that causes you discomfort, you need to go in and shoot shots, particularly in that motherfucking arena.
Yeah.
That's what brings you out. Shaq, he probably shot 1 billion free throws, but because he was so dominant, I guarantee he never truly focused on free throws because he felt like I didn't have to.
Yeah.
But nigga,
yeah.
Imagine if Shaq could shoot free throws. We wouldn't be talking about Wilt Chamberlain.
Right.
We wouldn't be talking about LeBron.
Yeah.
Simple as that. You know what I mean? So the opportunities that we miss within certain man. So like for you to be like, yo, I just didn't, you know what I mean? And it's not wrong because that's a vulnerable and an open kind of way of understanding why I don't, you know what I'm saying? Why I don't be.
Yeah.
But at the same time, had you would have.
What would I have learned?
This situation right here is different for you. Like I stated.
Yeah.
This situation, y'all don't understand. I couldn't believe that Tyler wanted to do a fucking podcast.
Well, I mean, I was
talking about shit. You know what I mean? Bro be in the back like this. Yup. Like bro be in that motherfucker like, you know what I mean?
And I was more so, as far as the podcast goes, I was thinking I was going to do like the audio stuff and you was going to have.
Nigga was supposed to be behind the camera. I was going to be like, yeah, so it's your boy once again, solo in this bitch. We going to do it. Because I'm like that. I'll do that. But bro, no.
You have a couple guests.
Nah, man. Listen. Nah. It's us.
Yeah.
It's the healing.
And I'm with it.
It's the healing, bro. And it only comes from, like I said, this is the off-top pod. And then no hezzy, no remorse. You know what I mean? We got to say what's on our mind because the rest of the shit will come out.
And that's the thing, too. Like, it's kind of in alignment with what we talked about in the first episode and just getting outside your comfort zone, too, man. And I mean, that's kind of what made me fully accept doing the podcast.
I remember you said that.
You know what I'm saying? It's just getting outside your comfort zone and doing something outside the norm of what you would normally do. So to the conversation of, you know, shooting them shots in those areas in life that you suck at.
Period.
You know, like
sometimes we so cold though. We be like, I ain't gonna work on that. How many NBA players you know be like, yeah, my left ain't really that John Blaze, but my right so cold, nigga, you can't stop me. But just imagine if they did.
Yeah. And
so like,
it's a different type of growth, man. But it's growing.
It is, man. It is, man. So lesson, like I said, overall, that vulnerability is so important, man. Like I got friends that I never seen them say I love you to their mom. I know they love them. I know they love their mom, but I got friends that never said it. And I look into the men that they've turned into, and I look at the women that they deal with, and I look at the relationship patterns that they go through. Some people are like looping the same patterns from back in high school.
That's
looping the same patterns with relationships. I got homies that ain't never really sat down with a female, with a woman, or a love interest. It's 2023. But these niggas is fucking with girls. but nah, I got homies that ain't never truly gave themselves to a woman. Like, I love her. I got homies that was like, yeah, I love her. But I know you fucking her. You're fucking like, I know it because I'm the homie. I would never, expose it. I ain't put no names on it, so I guess I ain't exposing it right now. But like, I'm just saying though, I've got homies that I know never have truly given themselves to a woman, and then at this age they be like, I just need a woman. I'm like, you ain't gave yourself yet. It ain't gonna happen until you fucking become vulnerable in a sense, so much so that she could hurt you. Mm-hmm. Like I know from experiencing love myself that real love is like being able to put my gun on this table right here and trusting you not to pick it up and shoot me with it.
And to that point, do you think that's the main reason why people aren't vulnerable is because of the pain of being hurt?
Yes, especially the internet age. It's the internet. The internet telling you what you're supposed to do. He ain't supposed to, a bitch ain't supposed to, a nigga ain't supposed to. Listen, in life, motherfuckers is going to. Mm-hmm. And if you can't hold on to something and fight for something, you won't really have much.
Yeah.
Unless you got an abundance of money, but you ain't never seen a motherfucking Brinks truck at a damn funeral procession.
Never.
Like, shout out to Shannon Sharp. I just heard that shit. That was fire.
He the coolest, bro. We'll talk about that.
Skip.
We'll talk about that later. No, Stephen A. now.
Damn. Sorry, Steve. Stop. He did that shit like 4 times on that new episode.
He brought out the name tag, bro.
God damn. He did I didn't see that one, bro.
I ain't trying to digress, bro, but the two of them got me inspired.
No, for real.
Like,
it's black men like really exuding themselves on the highest level, bro.
Like two of the best.
Dog,
like these dudes ain't just some.
It's Stephen A. Yo, I love how I love Stephen A. He just like stumbled with his mouth. Then he said the last word and shit. That shit funny as hell to me though.
Bro, like seeing the two of them together is like, I don't know. It's just been inspiring me
it's
on a different level. That's what it's like, bro.
Money.
Getting cashed
talking
out,
that shit,
know they stuff, qualified, flexing. They got on the suits. They in the private jets, like
on the PJ with his feet, like
come on, man.
and you know, Stephen A. got the ladies. He be like, oh, I'm gonna do my thing.
Come on, man.
he been slaying up since back in the early 90s. You can tell though, man. Shout out to the OGs though, but yeah, their vulnerability inspires us, and in turn, we just want to inspire anybody who may stumble across these videos. And can take something from it. This is for black men, but it's not something that women or even white men or Asian men or anybody can't tap into. It's just that in our community, it's needed so much because we are art, we are hip hop, we are the culture, the color of this world. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean? Everything else is just lines and shit. We are the color and the vibrancy of the world, and it's so crazy because I know as being a part of that color that y'all don't even know we ain't even colored all the way in yet. We ain't even 4K yet. You know what I'm saying? So I want my brothers and my sisters to be able to present themselves in their maximum potential And I believe that it starts with being able to be real with ourselves and be vulnerable in how we feel and be able to create spaces like such. Because the podcasting and shit is everywhere. Yeah. But it's also a lot of toxicity in podcasting now because, a lot of people just want clickbait and they want to get on here, like I said earlier in the last episode, like talk about crazy shit. I just got online and seen a nigga get spit on by his girl and said he love that shit. That's cool and all that shit, but that's all shock value shit.
Entertainment, man.
It's all shock value shit, and then you can't really take it home. You can just escape from your fucked up world maybe for a minute through that shit.
Yeah.
But I'd rather give you something that when your world gets to doing what it do again, you got another tool to grab or to use because you heard somebody go through some kind of dialogue. You know what I'm saying? So
actually has some substance to it, man.
Yeah, man. That was pretty much, that's all I got. You got anything else you want to hit on? Because I feel like that's a nice chunk. This will be a project series, so you'll get all of this. It won't be episode by episode. It's going to be season by season. This is season 1, episode 2.
Yes, sir.
And this is the Off Top Pod. No hezzy, no remorse. And we just want to sign out and wish y'all love and peace out there, man. Yo, be safe.
Peace, y'all.
Understand it's all planning as a man, I can't give in. Nevertheless, I'm going on and on. I've been thinking, yes, I understand it's all planning as a man, I can't give in. Nevertheless, I'm going on and on. I've been thinking maybe I deserve it. Maybe I do. I deserve it. Maybe I do. Maybe I've been feeling like the motherfucking I deserve it. Maybe I do. Maybe I do. I deserve